what were some of the things that you went through mentally in that relationship? There were a lot of times when he would do things or say things and say that he never did them. And it got to the point where I would start to keep things, take pictures of things, record a video of something, because later he would say that it didn't happen. And what happens is when someone constantly does that is it starts to alter your reality. You start to think maybe there's something wrong with you. It is also very frustrating because at a certain point, there are certain things where you go, no, I'm not mistaken this time. You did that. You did it, or you said that. And so that would start huge arguments sometimes of, yelling and yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because it'd be like, no, I didn't. And the one thing I think that would really get to me was that he'd look at me and he'd look me in the eyes and he'd say, I never said that. I never did that. It would burn me up because I would be like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? And so it would just like drive me up the wall. And I think he would enjoy just sitting back and just watching me just, start to go off like, yes, you did do this, or this happened, or you did say this. He just look at me going, no, I didn't. When it came to the other women, he would always say that I was just being insecure. Was a big thing. You're just being insecure. Is that how you want to look? You're just going to look insecure. He would say that. So, yeah, I think that the mental, because it breaks you down, it starts to wear on who you are and like what you think of yourself. So you don't feel as pretty. You don't feel as smart. Because he definitely would play little games on the, trying to act like I'm stupid, or he would joke with, he had a female friend, he would like joke on stuff saying she can't cook, and let me tell you what she said to like make me seem stupid. Like if I said something, there was a time I called a building one thing and it really was something else, and it was just an honest mistake. But he just would be like, yeah, she's just so stupid. He wouldn't say those words. He didn't say she's so stupid, but he'd just be like laughing at me like, those things were funny. And I kind of feel like, okay, like you can cut it out now. Like I'm good. Like you can stop. So he would definitely do those things with, because he always had a lot of female friends. I could not have any male friends. Any male friends that I had, he would start to, nope. He would start to say I was sleeping with them. He'd figure out some kind of way. He'd get so upset about me having any male friends that I would just say, it's not even worth it. Just forget it. And so it pretty much got to where I didn't have any male friends. But then he had all these female friends. Like everybody was just a friend. He had all these female friends, and I'm thinking, okay, why is that it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me? And so he would play off those things. Like there was a time when we were with a female friend and he was telling her, how great she looked and everything. And there was a specific item she had on and that he was like, I love that. And so we were out shopping and looking. And so I went to pick it up and we're still all together. And he's hitting my hand like this, like, put it down. And I was like, no. So later I was like, well, okay, I don't understand. You mentioned that you love this item on her. So I was thinking, I like the item too. I'm going to get it. And then he said, oh no, I was just telling her that to try to make her feel good about herself. I don't really like them things. Them things are ugly. They make you look old. So I was like, okay. So it was just always all these different things there was always something. So I think that I would be told that I'm insecure, but I feel like he played on making me feel insecure there was always things with other women, consistent cheating. There was a lot of cheating that went on. And I literally found myself, it was like I felt like I had to have proof. So it got to where I felt like I needed proof. And so there were times when I found certain things, or there's even women that I have talked to. I've talked to women, they have sent me things to prove, oh yeah, we were together, yeah. Oh, okay, I got it. But I would look for things because it was like he would make it seem like it was just all in my head. And because of all of the other things, of the things of, I didn't say that, I didn't do that. And then now, so again, you just really start to feel like maybe I am crazy. Like you start to mentally just be like, I don't even know anymore. Because, he's telling you all of these different things. And again, you're probably saying, why are you listening to him? At the time, I loved him more than I loved myself. Let's just put it out there. I did. I loved him more than I loved me. I wanted that relationship more than I loved me. And so I was willing to mute myself. I was willing to do whatever it took to try to stay in that relationship and make it work. So if he's telling me one thing, I'm like, okay, fine, let me just try to do this other thing then. Because what he'd do is he'd say, well, I'm cheating. Like the reason he's cheating, and he wouldn't necessarily just say I'm cheating. Let me make that clear. But he'd say, when I'm kind of going, what's going on? What's wrong? Why are you seeking things in other women? And so he'd say, well, you don't cook enough. Okay, well, I've never been a big cook. So, like, when you met me, I wasn't cooking like early on. So what's the problem now? But okay, cool. So I'll try to start cooking more. Then if I'm cooking more, then it'll be like, oh, well, you don't dress up enough. You should dress up more. Just all kinds of things. He would even say things like, oh, like me changing my hair. Or so he would mention other women and, oh, I really like this. Maybe you should do this. So I felt like he was constantly moving that finish line to where I was just trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I get back to this person? And so sometimes it would just be, he would definitely use other women. He would also talk about his previous exes. Sometimes he talked negatively about them. And then sometimes he'd do that whole, act like they were so great, or, they did this and they did that to make me feel a certain way. He would definitely do that. So then I'm kind of like, okay, so were they great or were they not? So he would do that. He'd play on that.